Hello friends, this is Cooper again with FedRetirementPlanning.com, and today's topic is on the best TSP investment strategy. This is a question that I probably get more than any other. Literally every day I go into my inbox, I have questions from people asking for advice in this area, and so I'm going to detail it in a video. Although video is a great format, it's not the best for providing, comprehensive information. So if you'd like more detail on this topic, if you go on the link in the bio below, you'll be able to find a full written article I've done on the topic with a lot more information, photos, and all sorts of fun stuff that you can find. Now, as I often detail in these videos, there's an abundance of financial experts, gurus out there who will tell you, all these blanket statements that you should do, right? So everyone should roll their TSP to an IRA. Everyone should, not choose the survivor annuity plan and choose life insurance. Okay, everybody should drop FEGLI because it gets too expensive. Okay, these are statements that a lot of people make, but these aren't ones that I necessarily agree with for everybody. Okay, although in certain cases these may be great instances, for everybody that's not necessarily the case. First off though, I want to discuss why people are so interested in perfecting the TSP investment strategy. Okay, because at least from the questions I get, it's pretty apparent that people think that there is a perfect investment strategy, that there is a foolproof strategy that if they invest that way, it's going to make all their dreams come true for retirement. But unfortunately, that's not the case. When I started my blog and this YouTube channel, I had to ask myself, why did the same questions keep cropping up? Why did I keep getting questions from people asking, I'm getting close to retirement, how should I invest my TSP? I just started, how do I invest my TSP? Is the C fund better than the Z fund? All these, there is no Z fund, but there's all these, questions I get over the same topic. And when I started this, I thought that, I'd get these questions, but I didn't assume that I'd get so many of the same questions. In fact, I kind of assumed that I'd get a lot of questions on, paying down debt and creating a plan for retirement and, how to invest for people's goals and all these different things that, I do as a day-to-day financial planner. But those aren't always the questions I get. So I'd ask myself, why is this happening? I don't want you to get me wrong. I believe that there is such a thing as a great investment strategy for a person, okay? And it depends on who you are, okay? There's a lot of factors that play into it, but I don't want you to think that I'm saying, you should just invest haphazardly without any worry of the repercussions. What I'm saying is a TSP allocation is simply a small slice of a very large pie, okay? It's only one part, okay? And if you put too much focus on that one part, then the rest, if you're not, putting any due diligence towards it, is going to end up not making the whole picture turn out well, okay? Because you can't just have one area that's great that will overcome every other area, because that's not just how it is. So I came up with an answer. Okay, I came up with an answer of why people are so interested in a TSP investment strategy over the other things. And the reason is because it takes a whole lot less effort to choose an allocation within the CS, IFG, or the L funds than it does to do specific comprehensive planning for their life. Okay, it takes a whole lot less effort to go to tsp.gov, to log into your account, to change your allocations, than it does to, look at all your expenses, detail what your actual goals are, line up your money with what you're earning with what you're spending, line up what you're earning so that you have enough money to meet your goals later on in life. Okay, that takes a lot more time and effort, and although it provides a better outcome, and I've seen it provide a better outcome than just choosing an allocation strategy, choosing the allocation strategy is much simpler and takes much less time. So if you're curious, like I was, that's the reason. Okay, you get it. You figure out why people want an investment strategy, but you came here because you want to know what the best TSP investment strategy is. And I hate to burst your bubble, but there is no one single best TSP investment strategy. Okay, there's just not. There's just not one strategy that, works best for every person. Okay, because there's a lot of other things that play into what the strategy does for the person that makes it better than another one. Let me tell you a story real quick. Okay, when I was younger, I got poison ivy a lot. I still get poison ivy a lot. In fact, I get it so much that if I even get close to it enough to smell it, then I get it. Okay, it's almost automatic. I get it so easily. Okay, well, when I was younger, I got it. I ran to my mom and I said, Mom, you know, I've got poison ivy. Is there anything we can do about it? Okay, so, well, what we normally do is we go to the urgent care. So we went to the urgent care, met with the doctor. I went to the doctor and I said, please, doctor, and this was, you know, little Cooper not knowing so much about the human body and things like that, but I went up to the doctor and I said, Doctor, I want the absolute best medicine you have, okay? Well, the doctor sat me down and said, son, there is no best medicine. It just depends on your condition. Well, I learned a life story there, and it applies directly to this instance, okay? There is no best TSP investment strategy for everyone. It's just not the case, okay? It depends on what your condition is. It depends on what part of the, you know, retirement path you're on. It depends on what your goals are, all these different things, okay? If you were to choose an investment strategy solely based on its performance, okay, and you just wanted to choose one fund and you were just saying, okay, I just want to choose the best performing strategy. I don't care about risk, volatility, anything else. I just want my investments to perform the best. Well, then you'd look at the S fund, okay? Because the S fund has outperformed all funds, you know, over the past 5 years, over the past 10 years, since its inception by, you know, a good margin. In fact, its 10-year average as of today, which is 2017, is around 10.59% or so. It's about 10.5%, okay? The next closest average, the next closest, you know, best performing investment is the C fund, which is around 8%, okay? But we must remember that high returns do not equate to best investment. That's not the case, okay? So don't just invest in this just because I tell you that the S fund has performed the highest, because that doesn't mean that it's best for your situation. Now, many of you have the understanding that diversification, you know, putting in different tools that are available to you, like bonds in the F fund or international stocks, for instance, in the I fund, can provide diversification. So, you know, for instance, if the U.S. economy is not doing well, but the international economy, so basically everywhere else besides the U.S. is doing well, well, then you're not going to be hit with the full brunt of the U.S. not doing well and that affecting your entire portfolio. Okay. Same thing with bonds. So if, you know, stocks aren't doing well and bonds are, well, if you're allocated some within bonds and you're diversified in bonds, well, then you're not going to be hit with the full brunt of stocks not performing well because you're diversified. So I suggest looking at those different tools that can help you achieve your goals, okay? You must have set goals. What's the reason in investing for a 10% rate of return if you only need a 7% rate of return to meet all of your goals and expenses in retirement, okay? Because although you may be trying to achieve a 10% rate of return, that doesn't mean it's going to happen, okay? So although, you know, the past 10-year average for the S fund may be 10%, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen in the next 10 years. So you may be taking on more risk than you need to meet your goals, and if you lower your risk tolerance or lower the actual risk that you have in the market by going into a fund that achieves less or has historically achieved less, then you may be better off in retirement. This has been Cooper with FedRetirementPlanning.com. Keep your questions coming. I appreciate them. They allow me to create content like this, and we'll see you next time.
All day, I can do this all night.